Hello learners, in the previous module you must have studied about concept mapping. The concept maps, they are very important to see any concept, to understand its various concepts, the whole relationship in a holistic manner. So today we will be talking about the tools of concept mapping. There are many tools for concept mapping. There are some free and open source tools, there are some freewares, there are some proprietary tools available. But today we will be talking about one of the tools which is free and open source software available under IGNOU GPL version 2 plus license. So one can, if we want to use it, we just have to go and download it and we can use it freely because it's an open source software. Basically through FreeMind, we are trying to visualize information and present it on a paper. So basically we are making a diagram which is used for organizing information visually. It is basically arranged in a hierarchy, that too radially. So it is basically arranged in a radial hierarchical structure so that one is able to understand the relationships among the various ideas or various concepts from a main concept. Generally it is developed using a single concept so that one is able to see the detailing of that concept and see the interrelationship in a holistic manner. It is basically used to generate, visualize structures, classify ideas on a one single sheet so that it all comes together and one is able to think in a holistic manner. It helps in studying, it helps in organizing information, in solving problems because all the information is coming on a one page, making decisions, writing in detail. So you have all the points right in front of you in an organized manner, say point wise, priority wise. It has got many applications, like it can be used for your personal task management. Say I have to do in this month I have to do this, in this year I have to do this, for maintaining your educational records, for note taking, for brainstorming and many more. So after watching this module, you will be able to install the FreeMind software, use it for making concept maps, you will be able to insert and format notes, you will be able to apply different types of branching styles, you will be able to link two or more notes. In fact, you will be able to create a concept map using FreeMind software. So if we look at the uses of FreeMind for us, one of the main uses is it helps in keeping records, keeping track of the projects, its subtasks, the state of the subtasks, whether complete or incomplete, and the timelines and the time record as well. Like when did you start it, when did you finish it, and all that can be easily maintained using FreeMind. The projects, the project management, that can be easily done. All the necessary files can be kept at one place, the link to those files can be made in FreeMind. So in one visual, in one concept map, you are able to find all your documents. So that kind of a project workplace it creates. It also helps you in making notes, in keeping notes, because when you are listening to some lecture or some module, then you can just jot down points and those points can be easily made in a concept map using FreeMind. That is why we also say that it also helps in generating a knowledge base. It helps in brainstorming. In brainstorming, you are flooded with ideas. So it helps in putting those ideas on notes, and then you are able to then see that which ideas can be taken further, which are feasible, which are not feasible. So it is an excellent tool for brainstorming and also for essay writing. Where in essay writing you put down points. So you have point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, you will be dealing in a particular flow. So all that can be arranged. It is often used for making a small database, though that database is not as refined as the database softwares made by the database softwares, but again it helps you in keeping all your data at a one place. It is also used for bookmarks, for keeping all your important things, your favorites, your education qualifications, your personal data, all that in one place so that it is easily accessible. So if you look at an examples, this is an example of a personal learning environment. There are many examples. There is an example of project management, there is an example of ICT pedagogy, whatever, any concept you can put using FreeMind. So FreeMind can be easily downloaded from the FreeMind software, like you can just go to Google, type FreeMind and then it will take you to sourceforge.net from where you can download. So it will take you to the FreeMind main page. So let's do it. I'll show you how to do it right from installation and the further how to make a concept map using FreeMind. Now let us work on the FreeMind. So as usual we go to Google and type FreeMind and then we just go to the main page. So this is the main page. And from here, as you can see, this is download. Usually this is a Java based software. So if you don't have a Java installed, it will ask you to install the Java and you can install the Java here. And then once you have installed Java, the system, you can, if for all the systems like Windows, Mac, it's an cross-platform software. So you can install the Windows version, the Mac version, the Linux version. So we can have this all-inclusive version because it will help you to export in SVG format as well as the PDF format. So I'll just click on this and then one can download. Then a question will come to your mind as to how will I know that there is a Java in my system. So for that you just have to go to control panel. You just you go to control panel and then go to programs. Then you go to programs and then you see Java is installed. So I don't have to download the Java again and this is being installed. And then once you have installed it like the normal software, this butterfly will come. I like this icon of butterfly because it gives you it's a symbol of freedom. So it is, the software is a FreeMind and the butterfly is the icon. So once you click on that, an interface, user interface will open. As it is already open. A user interface, once I click on this, the software will open and see this is opening and we have this, the main node. There will be one node in between and then what we can do is we can just go to automatically layout and it will come in the center. Usually it is in the center. So this is the center. You can see that from the scroll bars, this is the center. So what is the mind map we want to make on? Say we want to make on ICT in teaching, learning or in education. And then I'll just click on this, right? If I want to increase the font, then I can go to format, large font, or there is a shortcut control plus equals. So I'll just click on this control plus equal. Just a minute. Control plus equal. So it has increased in size. If I want to change the color of this note, then I can just go to format, note background color. So what color I want? I want I think this is light color. This looks fine. So when I click, it will come. See, it has come. But once I go to another node, then it will be visible. If I want to change the node, the text color, so it is denoted as a node color. So I'll just take this and then this has changed. So if I want to insert a child node, see the color is visible now. So if I want to, then the kind of tools, we want the tools for ICT. So as you can see, if I want another node, so this is another child node to this and a sibling node to this. So there are two ways. One is insert from here, child node and sibling node. So for child node you have to insert, and for the sibling node you have to enter. Or the other thing is, you can just right click and you can just edit the node, new sibling node, new previous sibling node. See, this has come. So I'll just say ICT in education. Then we can say the learning management system. Learning management system. Learning management system. If I want it to be somewhere other, I can come to this side also. But since this is on that side, so we can I'll just remove this. I can remove this by just deleting. It will ask me yes, I'll say yes. This one also let me delete. I can easily delete. So if I want learning management system on the other side, I'll come here and then I'll add enter. So this has come. So I'll just write learning management system. So learning management system can be many. So what I'll do is I'll do insert. So it is now a child node to learning management system. So this could be Moodle. Then I'll enter for the next child sibling node to Moodle. This can be Blackboard. Then this can be Google. Google Classroom. So these can be done. These can be easily made. So then regarding tools, so what will we do? We'll do a insert for a child node. So tools can be synchronous and then they can be asynchronous. Then what is this synchronous tools are? Synchronous tools, what will we do for the child node? We'll do insert. So they can be Zoom, and then we want another sibling node. So new sibling node, which is Skype. We want another sibling node, which is previous. I want something in between. So I'll say new previous. So now it has come in between. I'll say WebEx, or we can say big blue button. So now we have this. With the asynchronous also, what we want a new child node. So we'll say asynchronous is Wiki. Then we want a sibling node. We can say Padlet. We want another sibling node. So we can just add like this. We can say another asynchronous could be Evernote. So now this way you can build it. With ICT in education, there is another aspect to it, the assessment. So what I'll go do, I'll come here and I'll say new child node. So now new child will be assessment tools. Assessment. Now after this, what will I do? I'll do a enter if I want, otherwise I'll do a insert if I want a child node. So what are the tools for assessment? It can be concept map, wherein a learner can make a concept map. In one visual you get able to understand that he or she has understood or not. So from here then again enter if I want a sibling or child node to assessment. Then we can have hot potatoes. Then we can have Kahoot. Then we can have quizzes, Testmos, so this way it can be developed. So how do we color them? This has got a good color. So how do we color them? So if I want to color that, I'll just go to format, again note background color and say I'll do it in red. So now it is red. So this if I want to color, see maybe I'll take another color, format, background color, then something lighter than this, okay. So this shows that it is the same color, it is the same like version of that particular color. From red it is coming pink. So note color, then again this color, okay. So this is how we can do it. Now if I want to change this the colors here, then we can. Now for example, if I want to again see that all these are together, I can fold and unfold it. If I click on this circle, it will fold. If I click on this circle, it will fold. If I click on this circle, it will fold. If I click on this circle, it will fold. So now I have something like, and I can take it up and down. Similarly for this also, I can extend it. So it can also be used for unfolding, scaffolding of ideas, scaffolding while you are teaching. So I'll come back here, I'll unfold it and I'll unfold these. And I want the learners to understand that these things are together. So what I'll do is, I'll just select this and go and do this cloud. So we make a cloud. So one is at one go, one is able to understand that all these things are together. So similarly for this, I'll just repeat this. So you want this. So generally if I want only this to be the cloud, so I'll just go and click on this symbol. I'll have to select this. Right. So this is how you can make a cloud or arrange them. Another thing, there are many things you can do. As you can see, you can edit the node if I want to edit these, edit attributes, remove nodes, view if I want to zoom in, zoom out, all that can be done. If I want to insert a hyperlink, say for example, I want to insert a image, say for example, it says that I have to save it. So let me just save the file. Where am I saving it? Let me save on the desktop, ICT, and as you can see, this is a file. For this file to be dynamic, you have to save it as an file, because if you export it as a PDF or an image file, then it becomes static and you will not be able to make changes. So once I have changed this, I have saved this file. You can see this ICT in education, the main node, it has taken as the file name. So now what you can do is insert an image. So where do I want to insert an image? I want to insert an image here. So I'll insert image. I'll select the image which is on my desktop, the laptop image, and see the image is there. So it is much better if you take a smaller image. This is quite a large image, but we will not be able to manage it here. But if you want to add something, you can add it here. So this is how you can insert an image. Suppose you want to insert a file. So what you will do is, you will just go to insert a file. So which file do you want to insert? Say I want to insert my PPT file or some other file. So this is basically how to develop MOOCs. So as you can see, there's an arrow has come. So this is like a PPT is linked to it. There's also you can also add a graphical link. So, for example, I'll just unfold this. So, if these two concepts are related, then what you can do is you select just these two, go to insert and add a graphical link. Can you see this link? So, this shows either to the learners or yourself if you are making for the personal things, then these two things are connected. So, this is how you can do it. Then there are many other things you can do, like if you want to add a blinking node. Say for example, let it be a blinking node. So, I will just click on this and see this is blinking. So, this will be, but this blinking will only be shown when you are in the file format. But if you export it as a PDF or an image, it will not work. Then if this particular style of branching is known as fork, if you want to change it, then you can apply for the bubble. And see, now these are in the rectangles. Earlier it was, I will just show you the difference, format, fork, there was no rectangular structure after concept map, but once you do it in the bubble, so whichever you prefer, you can use that. So, these are the major things you can do. Yes, one more thing which you can easily do is have icons. Today is the word, these days we love icons, and if you have say priority, so I'll have to teach tools first, then learning management system and then assessment. So, what I'll do is I'll just click either right click, the right click, icons, and then just a minute, icons and then priority 1. Then this is second, I'll go to icons, then priority 2, or I can just go to this place and then select from this toolbar. So, this is how we can organize it, and once we are okay with it, we have done it, then go to file and save. Of course, it will get saved already, and then you can export it. You can export it into HTML, PNG, JPEG. Say for example, we do it as a PDF, say on the desktop, PDF, landscape, by default it takes the landscape, and then you can see it is only that portion comes which is relevant. So, you can use that, otherwise you can export it as JPEG file, and then if I go there, you can see this is there, this is a JPEG file. So, this is how you can use FreeMind for organizing your ideas, for organizing your information, for organizing your work, anything you can organize, and in one visual picture you know that what all you have to deal in ICT in education, the tools, the assessment, the learning management system, and the sequence also. First the tools, second the learning management system, and third is the assessment. In fact, you can also insert a table in your mind map. How we can do it? Let's just see. I'll just enter a child node, and in this you have to you have to begin by inserting an image. So, what you will do is you will insert an image, say I'll again say this image, right, and then you do a right click, you edit node, you remove this image. Now, you can go to table, how many columns do you want? 3 columns. Okay. So, first is the serial number, the second is the tool, and the third is its functions, its role, function. So, for the next row you do a tab. So, this will be 1, tool is zoom, and the function is virtual conferencing. The second is tool is Moodle, and the function is LMS, or the third is Audacity and the function is audio recording, audio. So once you are fine with it, okay, and you see the table has come. So you can see the kind of functionalities which are available, and I can change its position as well. And these are called edges, and you can even change the color of the edges. I will just go to format, the edge color. So which color I want? I want the red color. So see the edge color. Even the width I can change. So width I want to be 8, it is already 8, I just want to say small one, thin one. So it will just, I will have to select it. Because this is an automatic layout, that is why it is not taking, but otherwise you can just, so you can change the linear style. There are many other styles which you can try. So I hope you will download it and make a concept map using FreeMind. You will, it is a very easy tool and I am sure you will be able to do it. To sum up, FreeMind is a free and open source software which can be easily downloaded and installed on your computers and can be used to make a diagram where you can organize information visually. You are able to arrange the information in a radial hierarchical manner so that the relationship between the various pieces of a whole are depicted, like the relationship between the concepts, relationship between the ideas is easily depicted. It helps in organizing your knowledge, your ideas. It helps in your study, in your problem solving, in making decisions. It is applicable in your personal front also, the educational front also, and the business situation for note taking, brainstorming, project planning and management. You can easily make a concept map by having nodes, internodes, the connections between them. You can distinguish and differentiate between the nodes by adding colors. You can show the link by adding graphical tools and so on and so forth. So I hope you will install it and make a concept map and use FreeMind for making concept maps. Happy learning!